guys. So to start, can someone define human impact in their own words? Human impact.
The effects that humans have on the environment.
Yeah. Would anyone else like to add to that definition?
Our arrogant destruction of Earth.
That too. So there are three main parts of the world that humans have an impact on. Can anyone guess those three?
Land, water, air.
Land, water, air, exactly. So let's start with air, atmosphere. Let's try to get one example of the atmosphere, like what kind of pollution we do to that. Any ideas?
Like, like from factories and stuff?
Yeah, so smog goes up and that can create acid rain, things like that. So let's move on to land. Anyone know any type of land pollution that we cause?
Don't get me started. Just like
Just one.
like construction, anything.
Yeah.
Taking out vegetation.
Exactly, we take out vegetation. So by overpopulation and like we continue to like build more and more and more. We're breaking down more habitats of like animals, things like that. So there's one more, water. Anyone know any type of pollution in the water?
Like,
Yeah, runoff. Factories again, they have runoff in it.
Just trash in the water that
Trash in water
animals-
too. Plastic.
Yeah.
Okay, so those are our three places in the world that are affected. What kind of misconceptions? Do you have any misconceptions about human impact, do you think?
yeah, global warming doesn't exist.
Global warming what?
Doesn't exist.
Yeah, kinda, but
It all breaks down.
so like that is one big misconception is about how global warming occurs. A lot of people, especially like elementary students, I know I believe this, is that it's all because of the ozone and like the hole in the ozone. I always
yeah.
thought was global warming and that's like how it occurred. But it's really the greenhouse gases and how the sunlight that hits the earth, when it goes back up and bounces off, it can't escape because of the greenhouse gases that are there. So does anyone know how much the climate has changed since we're talking about climate change?
So it's like 4 degrees.
It's like between 3 and 5 degrees in places. So another misconception is that due to all the pollution that we have caused, there's not like any solutions to like clean it up. Do you guys believe that? Do you agree or disagree? Agree.
I don't know.
Yeah, because I think what's already out there, you just have to wait for it to go away. But when
Yeah.
we can start doing it, stop,
Exactly. So, I mean, there are some things that we can do, and there's other like factors that we really can't change anything about. So, like the atmosphere, like we can't filter our air, or like for the entire world, we can filter our air for homes, but that's not really the same thing because it's on such a bigger level. So, yeah. Okay. So, we're gonna do an activity now. So we have trash that we are going to put in to the water. So, what do you guys think will happen when we try to put the trash in? It stays, yeah. Do you think any of these kind of things will come out? We have like plastic and apple.
You can just dig it out.
Yeah, well, some things. All right, so do you guys want to put it all in?
Sure.
You can go.
I'm not contributing.
Something smells weird. Oh my god, it's a rotten banana.
Yeah, there's a rotten banana. There's some oil that you can pour in. Coffee grounds.
Oh, I want to do the coffee.
It's like
Where
in another
did
bag.
that banana come from?
My parents' trash.
Oh, it came out the trash? You made me touch that.
Is that what stinks?
I guess so.
Yeah. Well, the coffee grounds. It's yeah. It
Oh
was
my
in
god,
two
the
bags.
coffee
I didn't
grounds
want
at
it
work
to
smell so
bust.
bad.
The coffee grounds don't stink. They smell good.
They smell
They're
horrible when they're
salted
wet.
caramel, so.
This is not a trash, this is a snack.
You don't,
Yeah.
you just
Well,
want
you
to pour it in.
can open it,
Yeah. I didn't know if you wanted to
crumble
open
it up
or
a
not.
little bit.
Like, I didn't know if you wanted to eat it. And you're like, oh, you got my snacks. This is so
Got that
trash.
in there. Got some more. Hannah, would you
Apple
like to
banana,
do the
like
honors
chill
of
up
putting
there.
the aluminum can in there?
The worst thing.
Okay. Oh wait, I didn't really plan this out at all. Wait.
Are we supposed to not do
Put it in
something?
here. Okay, so now I want you to try to fish everything out, and you can put all like the stuff in here, all the trash. You have strainers and tars you can use.
Oh, the banana's pretty.
Well, does the apple and the banana and everything have to come out? Mm-hmm. They do?
Yeah.
Why is that
We'll
considered?
talk about that later.
Okay.
there's a. Here, I'll put it closer.
You want me to put the coffee grains in there too?
Yeah. Just go.
Poor little fishes.
They'll just adapt to eat some coffee grinds. Then they'll take over Starbucks. This water looks putrid.
Yeah, the water looks great. I'd go for a swim in there.
Yeah, for sure. Soggy.
Alright, y'all can stop. You don't have to keep going. You can just put that in here. Alright, so obviously we can see some changes that have occurred in our water. It went from clear to this. So, what kind of things did you get out and what things couldn't you get out of the water?
We could get like the plastic and the aluminum out.
Yeah. We can't get the oil,
Yeah.
the coffee grinds.
If we tried really hard, we could probably get most of the graham crackers, but it just took a lot of effort.
Yeah, that would take a lot of effort. So if we're putting this on a bigger level, obviously this is a small bucket that we can fish out and like clean and filter. So if we did this to a river, can they filter our rivers? Do they filter our rivers at all?
No.
No, they don't. So the only water that is filtered is like that goes to our house, drinking water, those kind of things. So let me see. What did you observe? You observed some things. How do you think this sort of thing happens every single day?
Like people just like littering while they're driving, like those stuff out the.
Yeah, I don't know if y'all have ever taken a ride down the Tar River, but it pretty much looks like this. You can literally get out and you just have like dirt. You can rub your finger down your stomach and you can see a line where it's like clean and where it's dirty. It's really gross, and it's all because oil, that's a representation of boats. Like when their oil comes out, that's exactly what happens. Oil spills, that's another thing that happens. Like, that looks terrible. I would not want to swim in there. Just even food in general. But, so what are some things that we can do to create less pollution?
Switching over to glass instead of plastic because glass comes from sand, so it's more of a
Yeah.
natural resource
Oh, I know.
that we can use.
Or we can reuse glass instead of like continuing to produce more, which I'm pretty sure you meant. But so what about like the apple and the banana Hannah said earlier? Do we have to fish those out of the river or our makeshift river?
It'll go away eventually, yeah.
They'll
we
eventually
shouldn't
break
put it
down,
there,
but
still.
if you automatically put them in a river, like it's not exactly healthy because fish might swallow them, choke on them, things like that can occur, which you wouldn't really think of. But so that's why a good thing to do is to do compost, which we have one in our backyard. You literally can just make a pile of soil and then like eggshells, what else can you put in there? Just fruits that have like decayed, vegetables, all that kind of stuff. Instead of throwing it in the trash and it going to a landfill, you can put it in the compost and it makes like good soil, which if you're a gardener like my mom is, she uses the compost.
That's cool.
Yeah.
No, that's just like cool. I
Yeah.
don't hear very many people doing that.
Yeah, we have like this big old composting bucket that we like use, and I mean you can do that. Like you can make your own soil, which is it's really healthy soil, things like that. So an interesting fact that I wanted to share with you guys: only 2% of farmers use organic like means to create their produce.
Oh.
So that means that the other 98% are doing this to our rivers and oceans and everything because pesticides, herbicides, all that kind of stuff is just running off into our rivers and lakes, and then it goes into the oceans. And like we said earlier, there's not a way to clean them, so there's really nothing you can do.
That is so gross.
Yeah.
It's sort of disappointing because everyone's like, oh, organic, but
And this is
Like
just
2%.
one form of water pollution. That doesn't even include air and land and all the things we're doing there too. So humans do have a huge impact on the world. And we do need to be cautious.
Oh, but we don't. We don't believe that.
But it's also important to know that like there are things that you can do, and changing it now and like recycling, even recycling is such a big thing because there's not as much mass in landfills if you recycle, and like all those things go towards not having not having to make more plastic. If you recycle plastic, it can be reused, recycled. Reduce, reuse, recycle.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I have.
You have 1013.